Why, it's Mr. Spock. Buried alive. Buried alive. More! 22!
Remember this well. There shall be no peace as long as Kirk lives.
Come on, come on.
She'll fly apart.
Fly apart then.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. It is Orville time. I am so excited to talk about this episode of the Orville Domino. I'm here, of course, with the Rooster in the henhouse, Dave Bob. Good morning, Dave Bob.
Good morning, everyone.
The Clobberer of Clobberers Clobberin Times.
Hey, Clobberers, Clobberettes, and Lokis and Lokiettes out there.
And of course, the Lady Arwyn Avalon. Good morning, Arwyn.
Morning. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Good morning. Sorry.
Good morning.
I'm on my first cup of coffee. I'm not awake yet.
Oh, it's already started this morning. Good morning, everybody. And Darius Munchausen with a $1.49 super sticker. He's throwing popcorn at us as he does every morning. Thank you so very much, Darius, for that super chat, brother. We can't start our day without popcorn getting thrown at us. So thank you.
Hey.
Damn straight.
Oh, so, Leia, look at that. I gave this episode a 1. I gave this up. Damn.
1 out of
damn.
1 out of 10 or 1 out of 5? 1 out of 4?
Damn.
Wow. That's a high rating there. I mean, not. Wow.
I gave this episode a 1. It's a 1, Loki.
I don't think she enjoyed that one that much.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go out on a limb there.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay, so let's kick this off. We've got a mystery box, a MacGuffin, a something. Oh, gave it a 10. She gave it a 10.
I think she means 1 out of 10.
Oh, 1 out of 10. Oh shit! You meant a 10 or a 1 out of 10, Leia? Damn. Now I'm
Now I'm
like
not
super
sure.
confused. Is she
Yeah.
giving it a 10 or is she giving it a 1 out of 10?
There's a lot of dadgum room in between that 1 and 10.
Damn, because there's
Yeah,
people
now-
that have been loving this. Yeah, I've seen so many reviews. 1 out of 10. Okay, I think that's what that means.
I'm not sure
1
what
out
that
of
means
10.
either. I mean, I guess.
Okay, we'll
This
take
time
that
in the
as a
morning
1
on
out
a
of
Friday.
10.
I can't really speak English.
It's still early. Like Arwyn said, shit, we're still waking up here. Damn, and I don't get caffeine, so yeah, fun times. So let's start out here. We've got a mystery box right out of the gate. The Union has come up with a way to kill the Kalon.
We've got a weapon.
I mean,
totally.
totally.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. They didn't explain it. They didn't. There's been no lead up to this. This is let's write ourselves out of the corner
That we
that
wrote
we're
ourselves
in.
into, by the way.
Yes.
We wrote ourselves. You put yourself in a trick box when you do all this war stuff. You're like, oh my God, I just gave us a war. Maybe we don't want to be Battlestar Galactica, but you too late. You did it. So
She gave it a 10. She gave it a 10, and happy birthday, Leia. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
I hope you have it's only one day a year. I hope that you have
Is
a
it though?
wonderful one.
Some people
My
have
birthday?
I've seen people have
Wait.
2 or 3. But I don't know.
Really? Them
Well.
cheating motherfuckers.
I've seen it. I don't know. Maybe.
That's cheating. You can't have birthdays more than once a year.
Unless you had like and you were born with some kind of accident with a time machine.
Yeah. And at first, you know what? At first, I thought that's what they were going to use. I thought they were going to use a time machine.
Thank God, no time travel this week. Yeah, give it an extra point. Even if you didn't like the episode, give it an extra point for that.
I agree. I would have been like cheap. If they had gone back in time, I would have been like yawn, but they did.
I will say I did love the formation that they were in right at the very first when they were taking the Kalon on with that sphere defense. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh yeah, all the battle stuff, all the ship battle stuff's fantastic. Not to jump the gun, just saying.
Yeah, the little stunt fighters.
The pterodons?
Love the pterodons.
Yes.
They did go full Star Wars trench run though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did.
Well, let's get this weapon. Let's get this weapon, this secret weapon. So this weapon was not created by the Union. It was not created by Union scientists. The Admiralty apparently didn't know this thing was being built. This was created by Isaac and Charlie.
Not Timus. I mean, didn't you get some of the ideas from it for Timus though?
Yes.
Yeah.
From the network. Yeah, the network that the Kalon used to talk to each other over subspace, whatever.
Network. I thought you meant like Fox or something. No.
Yeah, and like they were saying, they didn't really explain a whole lot about it other than the fact that they said, y'all sure came up with this quick, and it's just, just the way it goes.
We've been working on it on weekends and on our breaks.
Yeah,
I mean,
coffee.
my brains and her ability to see in the four dimensions, we just pulled it out of her ass.
It was feasible enough, though. I guess. I mean, it's fine. Look, get us out of this war stuff, please. I'll take it. If you can get away from this, the war, I'll take it.
Get them back to their what they should be doing.
Trek.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting into super spoilers. We're going to be talking spoilers for the rest of this episode. So the banner's up. If you get spoiled, well, shit happens. So there's your warning. Psychodorp 9 with a $10 super chat says Charlie's death came straight out of Rolling Hot. Tanker was haunted by his dead buddy. Last 4 seconds to Bailey decides not to go. The ghost says, "Welcome home, Snake."
There you go.
Yep.
So he took it.
What that's from, but Is that a video game or something? Rolling Hot?
Rolling Hot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this. But
Gotta look
Tank
it
was
up.
haunted by his buddy. Yeah, no, I'm trying to be the derail. I like knowing references when I don't. I mean, I like getting stumped when I don't know references.
Psychodorf 9 threw us a curve. We don't know what he's talking about.
That's right. Psychodorf
I
9
thought
threw
we
his
were-
curveball.
We were some experienced geeks here. Well, four of us here, we'd have it covered. But it could be a video game. I'm thinking video game reference. I could be wrong.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright. Let us know what exactly, because if that's a movie, I haven't seen it. If it's a TV show, Rolling Hot is a book by David Drake. Okay.
Fair enough.
Nice.
All right. Good morning. Woggly-eyed Wendy is in chat. Happy birthday to my number one fan, Leia Rose. Does anybody have a cigarette this morning? I've been smoking 3 packs a day for the last 10 years.
Everyone knows it's Wendy.
Everyone knows it's Wendy.
I'm still fielding phone calls from Wendy from the
And
Georgia
Wendy
Penitentiary.
her stormy eyes.
Nice she got out.
She must have she either got a phone into the prison so she could talk to people, or she's out. God help us if she's out.
She's loose, y'all. Loose.
Kamikaze D. Look at that. This episode was nothing but plagiarism.
Wow. Well, most episodes are.
Yeah.
Anything
It
new
borrowed
these days.
it borrowed a lot for sure.
It's tough not to these days. I don't really go too strong on somebody for doing it these days. It's nothing new under the sun, but
That's
I'm not
Right.
sure. But always quote your sources when you make the allegation. So sure, I believe.
Well, and Showback, apparently all you need now is a magic MacGuffin machine. That's it.
But y'all, I was so happy. Okay, when they're sitting there and they're talking about it with the admirals and stuff. When Ed started to get all, but this is a weapon. I thought if he says weapon of mass destruction, I'm gonna lose my shit. But he didn't. To his
surprised he
credit,
didn't.
he didn't. I was cringing. I was just so tense. I'm like, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say
You
it.
sound like me, Arwen.
I know, Cobby. I was like, all right,
It's my fault
I
that
have
you
not
thought
been
that.
triggered so far. But so far, this will trigger me. But he did.
I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop through this whole episode. I mean,
And no, Man Squatch, they are not. The Mocklins and the Krill have officially been barred from Cheers.
nope.
They're
Yep.
not allowed at Cheers anymore.
Sometimes you gotta know where everybody knows your
They
species.
killed Ted.
They killed Ted, so no, they're not allowed.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
By the
Can
way-
I say that I was like,
that was
oh
the
my
Rogue
God,
Admiral alert.
Sam is dead.
Yeah, we were
Admiral.
talking about that to begin with. You know, I mean,
I thought those humans were the Kalons.
Yeah,
That's what I was
I did
telling
too.
Dave Bob. I thought the humans were the Kalons with
Yeah.
Isaac's little holodeck machine, but then the Admiral shows up on that ship, and I'm just like, wow.
wow.
By the way,
That
did
was
anyone
an
notice that
interesting plot
they went
twist,
to
I think.
They went to level 32? Get it? Section 31.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
level 32.
For those who don't know about Deep
was a
Space
nice
Nine.
twist.
Yeah. That again, Rogue Admiral alert, by the way. Well, we got to see that too. Yeah, it was definitely derivative of a lot of things. The
oh yeah.
But,
It
McKinney.
borrowed heavily.
Machini, Hey.
McKinney, is it Machini or is it, I always say it. I don't know.
Machini, and
I would say
who got
McKinney.
monetized, by
Morning,
the way.
Mac.
McKinney, who has been monetized and
Monetized, welcome.
throwing out a Shiba Inu that is blushing. Thank you so very much.
Mackany.
Machini,
Mock-
Machini.
Wow.
McKinney.
Mac.
McKinney. I always say McKinney. I always say it wrong.
Like
You say potato and I say potato. You say tomato
If I
and
could
I
draw
say
like
tomato.
Machini, I'd never leave the house.
I say Cecil. People say Cecil. I don't get it. I don't know. It's
I
just
say
me.
Reese's.
Thank you.
Some say Reese's.
That's right.
Reese's is
Reese's and
right.
Reese's. But
Reese's.
Reese's is the correct.
But everyone
Reese's
knows
Pieces,
it's
y'all,
Wendy.
Reese's Pieces. Y'all are all wrong. I'm right. I stand by that.
Oh, and this one's just for you, Max. Go! Okay, let's get back to it. This whole mystery thing, mystery box. We created the weapon. They show the Kalon. See, this is what I don't understand. The Kalon know that they have this weapon. As soon as they turn that weapon on, the Kalon know they have that weapon. Why did they continue to try and attack them when they came to the homeworld, even though they were like, hey, we just want to talk, bitches. We're here to talk. And they're like, no, we don't want.
Machine logic. They wanted to make sure, try everything before they realized we can't.
Yeah, but they did it twice.
Yeah.
Not just once, but twice.
2 waves. Yeah.
2 waves.
Yep.
You would think after the first wave, they'd be like, okay. But no.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe maybe an organic would, or maybe, organics probably would have stopped, but they figured maybe we could try again. Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
And the Kalon are immediately like, do you intend to enslave us? And they're like, no, we just no attacks. We want peace. We just want to be left alone. We want you to leave us alone. We'll leave you alone. And the Kalon are still like, no, we're gonna figure out how to disarm this weapon, and then we're gonna beat the shit out of you again. And it's
and they have
just
trouble
like,
trusting
God.
organics too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but I see what Lord Thoughts is saying about that. Hey there, Sherry.
I was more along the lines of Starship Troopers. It's the species, boys and girls. It's survival of the species. Kill them bastards.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, they did not end the war here with the show. By the way, they just switched the war. It's going to be Union and the Kalons against the Krill Mocklin Alliance now. So I just hope they leave it alone and not mess with it much. But I know, okay, it's too much to ask.
Do you think they're going to go there, or do you think this is going to be the show trial and this is going to be all about the kid? I don't think they're going to do another battle. I really don't.
Oh yeah,
anymore, but I don't know.
Yeah, the daughter is going to come in on this last.
And there's the spider aliens too, by the way. That's the spider alien thingies. Don't forget them.
Yeah,
that have just never shown back up
yet.
I don't want the Krill and Mocklin alliance. I don't want that to be kind of a one-time thing, as far as that goes. No. And the reason why I don't is because if it is, okay, let's say we have this episode, they come in, their alliance, and then now that, everything, balance has been restored, so to speak, and they just fade off into the distance, it would seem like a cheap shot just to get you where you need to go. And I know a lot of people are kind of like, well, this episode had cheap shots in it anyway with the weapon and then Charlie and all that, but I don't know. I'm like, look, if you're going to go somewhere, go full frontal. Do it. Go there. Let's see what happens.
And that is what Maria with Tiantelli just did, throwing us a banana. We need no longer fear the banana. Thank you so much, Maria.
Yeah.
I hope it goes the way of the very briefly mentioned Klingon Romulan alliance that didn't work out, and just let them be enemies like Klingons and Romulans were after a while.
Yeah, well, they had to come up with some kind of MacGuffin to get this thing going.
Well, Yepper.
So I don't know, but
confirmed. Arwyn likes full frontal.
Oh my God, Chopper boy, stop it! Shut up.
We kind of suspected this whole time.
Oh, y'all, I'm talking.
We suspected.
It's okay.
I need more coffee. I need more coffee. I don't know. And yes, okay, you've got here you have 2 completely different species, completely different ideologies, completely different, modes of operation, if you will, but kind of, the enemy and my enemy is my friend. That's how I kind of saw, okay, this could be interesting. If you get into the dynamics of it and how these 2 would work, but I don't know. I think it was just kind of like, all right, let's throw these 2 together because it works with the plot. And then what happens. But I'm like, no, you went there. Let's see what happens. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think this is kind of, okay, I don't know how much we're going to hear about, especially with what's her name being taken off to the Union prison.
Yeah, I hope not.
So we'll see.
We only have one more episode to go. We only have one more episode to go. Assuming the show comes back after that, I hope it would go back to just being I'd love to see it be episodic science fiction explorer stuff again.
Yeah.
That's what I think. They really made a bad mistake with a lot of decisions this year, and I'd love for them to kind of just get on a different track. But
it's definitely it's morphed into a different show now. Whether someone likes that or not, that's up to each individual. I've seen some really good things come out of the season, but I gotta admit, I miss the charm, particularly of that first season. I do. I miss that kind of lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek. And I know shows evolve and they grow, but it was almost too drastic of a demarcation. It was like we have this, and then boom, we have this. Not that I'm not enjoying it. It's Orville. I am enjoying it. But if you're going to evolve all the way.
Led's daughter be a teenager at the end of the season, kind of like.
And a skull and tuck and roll from Snowdub Live. Guys, if you haven't checked out Snowdub, go over to his channel, check him out. Absolutely wonderful content creator. The puppets are insane, ladies and gentlemen. So whether Snowdub's Jolly, whether we've got Jolly, whether we've got El Perro, whether we've got Mike Roch. Yes, he has a puppet named Mike Roch. No matter what puppet it is, the Pup the Magic Dragon, doesn't matter. Those puppets are absolutely insane. So go check out Snowdub Live.
yes,
Yeah, baby.
Do it now! Do it now!
Cross on Sugar and Spice, and I completely fell for it. I was like, "What? What's your name?"
Little late,
Hey,
Leia.
y'all.
Hi,
Hey,
y'all.
God help us.
Mike Crotch, it's nice to meet you.
I can't talk right now. I'm working my morning shift, making money. Well, glad Wendy.
Wendy.
Smoking my pack, my first pack this morning.
Everybody needs a Wendy.
Everybody needs a Wendy. Dun, 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 dun.
That's what I was thinking.
you know that
Well.
any lady named Wendy has to hear that song, like especially in the old days, 50 times. Like, yeah, because I knew a lady named Wendy that hated that song because of it.
Joker Voice, thank you for dropping in, brother. Don't work too hard. Keep being the clown prince of crime. Oh, Mr. J.
Bye, Mr. J. Have a good one. Blow some shit up.
Oh my god. Put Wendy on, Loki. Oh my god. I don't know if Wendy can come on. I don't know if Wendy can make it or not.
I don't know when
God
it's
help us.
technologically sound to do that. Wendy's all over the place.
Oh my god. I sure as shit hope not. I thought that was Mexican Iron Man. It's Mexican Iron Man that Mike Roch has. Don't send him my way. Jesus Christ. No. No, thank you. Hi, Loki. Oh, no. Nope. Not doing that.
Dave's not here.
Loki's not here.
God.
Well, then who are you? Oh, yes. I'm Peter Whalen. Yes. Has anyone seen my spotted dick? No, puppet, I'm not talking about you. God, that's a show right there unto itself.
It is.
Okay, so let's get back to the Orville.
Detour.
Oh,
Where do y'all want to
oh my God, no. No, mm-mm, no, mm-mm. Nope.
God,
Mm-mm. It's only light time. No. Jesus Christ. Okay.
I can't keep up.
Oh my God.
So the
All right,
Admiral.
Yeah, the
Goes-
Admiral. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
Admiral. So the Admiral, one of the Admirals, the Ted,
Admiral Perry.
Admiral Perry. Thank you.
Admiral
Thank
Sam
you.
Malone, whatever.
Clobberin.
Sam Malone.
Where everybody knows your name.
Or your species for that, or at least your
Admiral
species.
Malone. Admiral Malone.
Yeah.
He
Rogue Admiral.
steals the death device, the magic mushroom, and he takes it to the Krill and the Mocklins. And says, I know that you guys will use this to destroy the Kalon, so here you go. The only two people that know how to use it is Isaac and Charlie. That's it.
By the way, Loki, I just remembered. I don't want to. I'm sorry to spoilers to everybody because this is going to be revealed. I got special sources. Turns out next week they're going to reveal that they did use time travel to go back to 1996 and get this ability from another dimension. By the way, from Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
I'm sorry to spoil everybody.
It's a virus. It's
They
just
gave it
like
a
any
cold.
other virus.
They gave him a cold.
They gave him a cold.
Sorry.
We don't light this till the fat lady sings. Well, we're lighting it, aren't we? Let's just light it up in the ship. Fat lady sung. Nuke's sitting there about to go off. We're just chilling here. Oh my God. No. Mm-mm.
Although, okay, can I look? All right, I'm a guitarist, a very bad one, but Gordon and his guitar. I don't know, y'all. I saw that, and then
You like that, huh?
What is up
No,
with the
I
hippie?
didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't. I'm
Look,
sitting there going,
I'm with you.
and when they start, and I'm like, I know I should be feeling something. I know. I should be
Green
feeling-
leaves and pastures on the hill today.
When's the lovin' with blowing in the wind gonna start?
It was Spiller. It was. Look, if you're gonna get Dolly Parton on, let her sing. Fine, but this, come on.
Yeah. And they're all standing there like, oh my God, this is like the bestest ever. Oh my God. Nipple alert. Nipple alert. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there going, toss a coin to your Bortis. God, bring Bortis on. Have him. You will be silent. You will all be silent.
And I need my flower patches on my cheeks, and I don't know. And I'm into schmaltz. I don't mind schmaltz. I don't mind cheese. I don't mind any of that. But I'm sitting there and I realized I got my head in my hand and I'm watching it. I'm like, oh God, can I just fast forward past this shit? Am I going to miss something? I couldn't, y'all. Although the cabin looked nice. Now I was geeking out on that cabin. I'm like, but instead of watching them and listening, I'm looking at like the decor and candles would look nice on my mantle. I'm like paying attention to everything else other than that damn song. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I just no.
Like, that cabin must be very far north because they saw the aurora borealis.
It looked like Alaska.
I thought it was a
Cringy.
simulator at first.
Cringy. Thank you. Project Cambrian. Cringy. Like Bully McGuire dancing in Spider-Man 3. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
bad.
No, that's no. Yes.
Right.
I mean, it's almost like, they just got together and said, look, we got to showcase her singing abilities.
No, I just, the first time we saw Gordon do that on, his major episode where he goes back in time, blah, 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 I was like, okay, whatever. But then round 2, I was ready for the bar to close, my tab to be paid, and getting my ass in my car on the way home. I wasn't there for it. I'm sorry, y'all. I just wasn't.
How dare you?
I know, right? Like
so Leia Rose says, what about the bitch fight between Kelly and the Krill? We're going to get to that because McFarlane has this thing with either killing off his girlfriends or setting them up against each other to fight. So, I can see him pulling the actress that plays Charlie aside, and there's like, hey, we're going to go do your death scene now. What do you mean my death scene? Yeah, you've got a death scene coming up. You're going to die. We're writing you out of the show. And by the way, we're breaking up. Sorry, but, this is it. And her just being dragged down the hall like, what the fuck just happened? I lost my boyfriend and my job in the same day.
Oh, God. And I didn't mind that though. I didn't mind Kelly and what is her name? Not Talia.
Charlie?
What is her name? No.
Tala.
Tala. Yeah.
Tala.
I didn't mind that. I didn't. I mean, they were throwing down, fists were flying, blood was gushing, heads were banging. I was kind of there for it. I'm like, yeah, if you're going to beat the shit out of someone, do it right. And they went there. Well, it failed, Adega, because I was like,
yeah.
Oh, God, just shut up, please. Sorry. I didn't mind Charlie, but I never really warmed to her, but I didn't mind her. I thought she had some good scenes this season. I thought she had some decent development, but meh.
So I've got a question. I've got a question for everybody, and this is another plot hole. This is another thing that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so they're doing the infiltration team, and ask anyone who's ever done anything like this. Ask any military man, woman, when you have someone on point that has something they're looking down at and they're not looking forward, they're the first one to die.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Charlie sitting there like leading on point, looking at her little tricorder. No, you surround that person and you walk with them. You don't let them lead, because they're going to be the first one to get hit. They're going to be the first one to die. So they're moving in that little group, and then they come under fire, and they're pew, 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 pew. And they're like, you guys go. Kaylon and Charlie, you go and get to the core the other way. And we're going to stay here and we're going to fight. Now, you see Kelly and is it Talia, whatever her name is, the security chick.
Mm-hmm.
They leave together. Where is she when Kelly suddenly runs? And why they never say they split off? They never say they separate. They never show you anything like that. It's just suddenly Kelly's in a hallway, and for 5 minutes she's getting her ass kicked by Tala.
Mm-hmm.
And then as Tala wins and is like, you're getting knifed, bitch. Boom. There's our security chick that was where doing what?
I wondered about that too. I was like, oh, okay. All right, that'll work. That'll work. Because, Kelly did not have the upper hand. Although, what would have been really shocking? Okay, since they're going there, if Kelly had actually been stabbed, now not to die, I don't want to die, but if what's-her-face had actually gotten the knife and stabbed Kelly, and then Talia appeared and whacked her one, it would have seemed less, oh, that's convenient. It would have been like, oh my God, Kelly just got stabbed, and then boom, down goes the crow.
And I'm trying not to be picky. I really am. Where the hell was she?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So there are some holes in this episode that are just like gaping holes, and I don't understand how some people haven't seen this yet. Am I just being too picky? Am I being too picky? I really want to know.
No, I don't. I personally don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I don't think you are. No.
Because it was, and look, I'm simple. I don't have a problem so much with plots happening for convenience sake. If it's well done, I'm okay with that. Thank you, Shellback. But no, if there had been something a little more drastic to draw your attention, and then she's kind of swooped in from out of nowhere and saved the day, you wouldn't have been focusing so much on that. I wouldn't have. I would have been more concerned. Oh my God, Kelly just got stabbed. What the hell? They got to get her to the shuttle. They got to get her back. It would have drawn the attention away from, oh, there she is, just coming down the hall.
Well, maybe they were just she was keeping all the security off of them, because look, they fought for a good 5 minutes and nobody showed up from either side. I find that,
So.
Yeah.
Kamikaze D brings up an excellent point. Why did they go to Kaylon alone? One ship with an admiral on board. Why did they go to Kaylon alone? Why not send a whole fleet and send the Orville in, and boom, if it needs backup, it needs backup. But why just go in by yourself?
Oh, well, we wanted the Kaylon to believe that we were going to be nice to them, and that way we're here in an effort of peace. We did not want to bring the entire fleet into action.
Nope.
A lot of plot holes.
Yeah.
Man Squatch, the whole season reeks of no one proofreading the scripts. Yes.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Dean Krantz, Navigator, does not walk point. Point man is normally the most observant member of the squad or platoon. Also, do not put your base of fire weapon corpsman or communications officer up front. That's right. You surround your vital people. You create a web around your vital people. You do not put them up front where they can get hit first. That's what point mans do. They either hit first or they get hit first. So you don't put your vital people up front. But I mean, what the fuck do I know?
Well, they're always doing silly stuff like that all season. They do things without security, like on the spider ship when they bring in the admiral over there. They go to Krill with just a president with no security detail and an admiral and all that stuff with them, and they go to the Kalon with just their one ship there today. In this episode, they're always doing stuff like that. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yep, everybody sees it, but nobody comments on it.
Yeah.
Rhea Lobby says some of the stuff you're complaining about happened all the time in TNG too, and I complained about it then too. Why is this not going on with this? Why is this not happening here? Why are they going in alone here? So,
it's consistent complaints across the board.
But maybe I'm looking at it from a too military perspective. Maybe that's why. Because Starfleet's not supposed to be military. The Orville, the Union is not supposed to be military.
It's not, but there's still, I mean, hell, even in Fortnite, there are times when we take point. And that person knows they're scouting ahead. They're checking shit out. They need to be on high alert in case there's any enemies in the area. That's a damn video game, and I'm certainly no soldier. So just some of these things just, would kind of make sense.
Apparently, Adega didn't watch Terror on the Prairie because the good guys couldn't shoot in that one either.
Yeah, nobody could shoot for shit in Terror on the Prairie. Nobody could hit the broadside of a barn. Hell, she was shooting at guys with a barn behind them, and she didn't even hit the barn.
Yeah,
she missed the guys and missed the barn.
Yeah.
So when they say you can hit the broadside of the barn, well, fucking Gina Carano's character couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a shotgun.
Oh, y'all, and I haven't seen it yet. Now I'm disappointed.
Oh my God.
Oh, have mercy.
Okay, so what's next? We've got we talked about the let's talk about the battle. Let's talk about this Death Star trench run battle. So I don't know about y'all, but I have been wondering about the Pterodons. They made this big deal about the Pterodon fighter. And I have been waiting patiently because every time it's in almost every episode, but it's sitting down in the hangar. Yep. So, a ship comes in, lands, guess what's next to it? There's the Pterodon just sitting there and they're not using it. And I'm like, okay, when are you going to bring this in? Well, guess what? When the Krill and the Moclans get a hold of this device that can kill the Kalon, they take it to a super weapon base. And there's a giant warp core. I can't remember, quantum core. There's a giant quantum core there that they're going to use to power the weapon and shoot it through the galaxy, and it'll kill all the Kalon.
You also got to remember, too, that Bortus was the one that kind of clued them in on where they would be because there's only one person in the whole Moclan, civilization that can possibly come up with a way to use this weapon.
Geek Flag with Nate Nose says, but in the Orville, they clearly state the Union fleet is the military, but they don't treat it like the military. Yeah. Did someone order a Death Star? Yes, that's exactly what this is. This is a Death Star planet. They're going to treat it like a Death Star. There's going to be a huge mashup. But before that, they go to the Kalon and they say, look, they've got the weapon. They stole the weapon. They've got it. We need your help. And the Kalon are like, why the hell should we trust you? You're humans. You're biologics. We don't trust you. But we don't really have a choice. So love the Avatar, Arwyn. You don't have a choice. So we're gonna go with you, but and the Kalon primary is like, but I'm going with you. I want to go with you, and I want to witness all this shit. The Kalon secondary will lead the fleet that fights with you. And what I don't get is the Union shows up around this planet, and they pour into the Krill and the Mocklin fleet. Where the hell is the Kalon at the beginning of this battle?
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found.
They're getting their
Union
asses
ships.
kicked.
Yeah.
Union ships they're getting their asses kicked. Union ships are getting torn apart, and then the Kalon show up. I guess better late than never. I guess that was the idea. Was we'll go in and half of our fleet will get decimated first, and then you can jump in after us and save our asses. Because that's the kind of thing we want to do. We want it to be exciting. We don't care about the people on our ships. We just want this to be exciting for everyone involved. Okay, I guess. Dumb. Another dumb tactic.
Dumb.
Evil will always triumph because good is dumb. Yes, it seems to be the way in this show. And there's a big battle in space, and then they're going to send down Kelly and a crew with Kelly in a shuttle to the facility. And she's going to be a cloaked shuttle, but it's going to have a squadron of pterodons guarding it. Now, if you have a cloaked shuttle and you have a squadron of pterodons covering it, what's the point of the shuttle being cloaked?
Yep. I mean, they're shooting at the thing, and if they miss the pterodon, it's going to hit the shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly what happens.
That may be true, but a little extra protection never hurt. I mean, come on. I would feel more comfortable being in a cloaked ship.
We're not talking condoms, Arwyn.
Oh my God! Yeah, we're not talking about what to do if you run into Wendy and she grabs you and you're like, "Oh my God, double bag me, please, God help me."
God. Just saying.
Look, if you're cloaked, you're the purpose of being cloaked is that you're not seen and that you can sneak in. You don't surround a cloaked ship with all the fighters.
I'm not saying it was smart. I'm just saying, shit. If I was in that ship, I'd be like, double cloak me, double protect me, double shield me. I mean, get my ass there in one piece. But I guess that's why I'm not in the Union or Air Force or Army or anything. I'm just, I'm a
Would y'all agree with this comment? The Orville is good. A good TNG Voyager ripoff. McFarlane is going to make top tier TV. I'm enjoying the ride without expecting greatness. Maybe that's the problem.
To a degree.
The first two seasons, I really enjoyed. This is the only season where I've, kind of.
Did we build this show up so much because of what happened with Star Trek that we expected fucking Shakespeare and we got McFarlane?
Maybe.
But it worked in the first couple of seasons.
Maybe we just got lulled into a false sense of something, and then we were hit with reality.
Yeah, it's like the charm was taken from it. Not that I'm not enjoying it, because I am. And let's face it, it is better than New Trek, in my opinion. I would rather sit through and watch Orville and get my feels for Trek than some of the new stuff they're putting out. I just would. So I'm okay with that. And I don't even mind some of the recycled stories and the ripoff aspect. But that secret ingredient that really made it the Orville separated from Star Trek, I feel is missing. And so it does come across more as a Star Trek, not even a clone, but just like we're trying to be Star Trek as opposed to, we're giving our nods to Star Trek. We're giving our nods to sci-fi. We're giving our nods to all these things that we love. But then we've got this that makes us distinctly Orville. And I feel like that is missing in this season. I know it's New Horizons. I know it's got a new trajectory, but that's just kind of my thing with it. But I'm still enjoying it. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I still got my popcorn and my Diet Coke, and I'm good.
They took away a lot of the charm from the show myself when they got rid of, you know, they tried to get rid of all the humor or, you know, a good majority of it.
I miss that. I miss that a lot. Not that it had to all be humor, because they still had their serious episodes in those seasons, but it's all serious now. And, you know,
pretty much.
And they had a lot of Trek alumni too come by and guest in the first couple of seasons. They had a lot of Trek alumni.
Yeah. A lot of them.
And that's been missing this season.
I mean, compare like the episodes with what's his name? Rob Lowe is the blue alien. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He goes in the heat, and they're all just like, compare that kind of feel to what we have now. It's the demarcation line it's there. And again, I've enjoyed the majority of, there's been a couple episodes that have triggered me, but the majority of the season I've been like, okay, all right, I'm cool with it. But it is different, and you can't deny it's different. The whole feel is different.
No,
so it just depends on what you're looking for and what you like.
Sci-Fi Cola with a $4.99 super chat says the Union fleet, I think, was sent in first to draw out the Krill and Mocklin fleets so that when the Kalon arrived, they were caught out of position. I could see that. Thank you, Sci-Fi Cola, for that $4.99 super chat. Go ahead, Clobby.
No, I was going to say this show has totally changed the way I see it, and not for the better. I after episode 4, I've been very unhappy. This was one where I kind of was able to sit back and enjoy it a little bit. It's not really being the show that it was in this latest episode even, but it was relatively benign. It was just a bunch of kind of just an action adventure story, which is okay. Trek, you know, at its best did that once in a while as well, and did it well. And the production values in this thing are absolutely astounding, incredible, really great. And they're fun to look at. It was very enjoyable. You know, the big ship battle, all the ship battle stuff. Not particularly the kind of the Trek stuff that or the first episode of the season, which was very much like the first 2 seasons. They've gone off the rails for me. I hope they get it back, but at least this one was one where it wasn't. The past 2 weeks have been where I was not angry or anything for a change, because I spent about 4 or 5 weeks being very disenchanted, very disappointed, heartbroken almost, because I was looking forward to the show coming back so much. And this one was at least enjoyable. Will that stay that way? I don't know, but I hope so. I would like to get it back.
We got one more episode after this. Is all.
And maybe, well, that's all. So we don't know if it'll come back or ever after that. Yeah. It may well do, but it's pretty disappointing as a season. But I hope the next one is at least comparable to this one we saw this week, which was at least adequate, entertaining, and not really frustrating or anything. But yeah, the humor's gone. The standalone science fiction stories that are about a crew exploring the exploration, that kind of thing, with fun characters with the occasional crazy humor, like I said, was what I loved about the show. And the fact that people always say this is more Star Trek than the things called Star Trek now. Absolutely, it was true. And it's still somewhat true. But it was absolutely true that this was a replacement of Star Trek in terms of the heart and the intelligence and all the wonderful things that Star Trek has. For the first 2 seasons, it was that, and I really just adored it for that reason, more than anything else. We haven't gotten that this year, in my opinion, except for the first episode, but I hope it goes back to that. So, but some people don't agree. Some people are fine with this season. That's fine, too. We'll see what happens. Overall, though, this episode was, like I said, it was entertaining. It has a lot of good stuff in it, but, man, the cabin scene.
Crazy.
But I will
green
say
leaves in the wind and on the oh my God, shut up.
Welcome to the love-in. I was like, oh, fuck off. But I will say this, okay? It did make me think, and that's something I try and get out of every episode of really anything that I watch, but it did make me seriously pause and think about, okay, if I was in that position and I had Kalons coming after my ass, and I had this weapon that would wipe them off the face of the earth, and I knew that they were coming after everyone. What is the right thing to do? Which path do you take? Do you take the path of, no, they are out to destroy us. It is time to fight back. We have something that can do that. We wouldn't be saving us. We would be saving other, species, races, whatever. Or do you go, that's genocide. We don't want to become like them. Let's use this as a deterrent and try and make peace. What do you do? So that was, to me, that I thought that was well done, kind of the way they handled that.
But it was very Roddenberry. It was very, they handled it very Roddenberry way.
It wasn't hitting you over the head with an answer. It was, here's our dilemma. Here's the two sides. Let's sit and think about it. And I really did love that. I appreciated the way they handled that, because I don't know how I would feel. I'll be honest, in that situation. I don't know. I mean, I'm all, peace, love, sunshine, unicorns, but damn it, sometimes when the rubber hits the road, you got to make a decision and you got to stand by it. So that was cool. I like that.
Indeed.
All right, so we're gonna go over the end here, and then we'll give our scores. Charlie sacrifices herself to destroy the quantum core that the Mocklins have on this planet, essentially destroying the planet. A whole bunch of the Krill and Mocklin fleet get caught up in that explosion. Kelly and the team make it back, except for Charlie. Charlie is given the "we are gathered here today to give final respects to our honored dead" speech. I mean, McFarlane pretty much quoted Kirk at the beginning of Spock's funeral.
Jim, is the ship okay?
Ship out of danger.
Although
yes.
I did like that it was Isaac that actually said something personal. And that's the one thing at a lot of funerals that bothers me, or memorials. They talk about the people in broad terms, but they don't get into the details, like her liking pancakes with butter with no fruit and no syrup and, stuff like that. I'm like, that was really kind of a cool synchronicity to have it be Isaac that got up there and said those things about him. I did appreciate that. That touched me. I thought that was neat.
Indeed.
So the episode ends with the Kalon and the Union sitting down and hammering out an agreement that they will be allies, not anybody. This isn't like what they were going to do originally. Originally, they were going to monitor the Kalon, and you stay in your space, we'll stay in our space, and everybody, leaves each other alone. Now they're going to be allies.
Yeah, basically, Charlie's sacrifice opened up the Kalon's eyes that.
And sometimes I wish Kelly would shut the fuck up, because that whole she hated you, she hated your whole race, but she died, blah, blah. And I'm like, shut up, bitch. He gets it. He fucking gets it. God, Kelly, you have become such a bitch this season.
Yeah,
it's just like every time you turn around, every week, it's that time of the month with her. Jesus fucking Christ. She's just turned into such a bitch. And I'm like, God, she was so much better than that originally. She was so much better than that originally. And now it's just claws out constantly.
The little insults that she's constantly hurling. It's like, are you a professional union officer or are you not?
That's right.
Why are you constantly taking little barbs and snags at these different? I thought the same thing. I'm like, Kelly, just shut the hell up for once, please. Oh, Loki, I'm getting stink eye. I need to go.
Okay.
I gotta take my
all right, give us your score really quick.
I give
Tell
it
us
a really solid 8. A really solid 8. I enjoyed this episode. Couldn't damn stand that loving scene in the cabin. I just wanted to take that guitar and smack it over both their heads. And I'm very sentimental. And if I felt that way, I know everyone else is probably like, eh. But yeah, a solid 8. I enjoyed it. It made me think. There were some plot holes, which is why I don't give it a higher score. But, or not plot holes, but you know what I mean? There was like, well, what are they doing there kind of thing. But yeah, I give it a solid 8. and I'm interested to see what next episode is about. So I enjoyed it.
All right. Thank
Simple,
you.
sweet.
Thank you for being here, Arwen. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
going
Loki.
on this journey.
Thank
We
you.
got one
All right.
episode left, and that's going to be it.
Yes.
So,
All right. Well, y'all have a good one. I love y'all. Mwah.
Love you, Arwen. Take
Bye.
care.
love you.
Ah.
All right. Clobby, tell me what you think, brother.
I thought it was all right. Again, like I said, I didn't have any big complaints. I'm kind of with you on the with Arwen on the cabin scene. It got kind of God, it was cringy. The song, what's his Scott Grimes is a very good singer. He's he's a good boy. He's very talented. They say those who have heard him sing, which is all fine and good. But it was just it was a long filler scene because they're filling up way too much time. They didn't really need it that much. Certainly not as long. I thought they were the simulator at first, but it's just some of that stuff. I know they have character moments on the show that are nice, and it was okay. But once it got going as far as an action adventure episode, it was decent enough. I don't like what they've done with the character of Talea or whatever. Now she's just I think they could have done something a lot more interesting than her Ed having a kid. Any of that stuff, I don't like it. It's there. Nothing I can do about it, but I don't care for it that much. That said, the sacrifice of Charlie, even though we know she was brought in to do that, she was brought in for that specific reason. There's no way McFarlane was going to kill any of the regulars. So he had to create a character to die after 9 episodes. Built her up. They built her up fairly well. A lot of people don't like her. I think she's fine. Lovely actress, beautiful girl. But so that all that's fine and good. A decent, entertaining, just of adventure episode. So I can probably get about a 7.5, and that's high for me this season. Very high.
Yeah. Absolutely, Dave Bob.
I enjoyed the episode. Like everybody else, that cabin scene. I mean, the episode was what, an hour and 15 minutes long, approximately. They could have definitely cut that, and or just not had the cringe song anyway. But as far as the quality of the battles and the production value of this thing, it was beautiful. I mean, they always have that, though. I mean, they have a top-notch special effects team. Everything flowed together. The story, while it had a bunch of holes in it, it was at least cohesive enough to where you could follow it and get the gist of it. And I'm still not liking the way they're going. They're setting it up still for battle, with the Kalon Alliance and the Mocklin Krill Alliance and whatnot. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. But overall, I'm going to give it a 7.
All right. And good morning, Keith Movie Geek. How are you doing, brother? How are you doing? Leia gives it a 10 because the galactic scenery and Isaac and Charlie should be together. All right. Lord Thoth gives it a 7. It was fun and had lots of action, even with the plot holes and lazy writing. All right. 9.3 from Geek Flag with Nate. Okay, so I'm going to give this a low 8. A very low 8. Like, barely got an 8. I think that the Pew Pew was great. One of the things Clobby brought up earlier, you hard-hitting bastard, was the Star Trek. The original series. When I watched the original series, I loved the Pew Pew and I loved the swashbuckling action adventure. You felt like you were going on an adventure with the crew. Whether Spock was down on some planet with a broken shuttle fighting giant monster, spear-throwing monsters, to Sulu fighting with a sword on the ship. Whatever it was fun. It was adventurous, but it was also technical, and it was sciencey. You had your science, but you had your fun. I feel like the first 2 episodes or the first 2 seasons of the Orville have had that feel to it, and now it's like the first season of TNG. It's a totally different animal. And I think that this episode, there was fun, but it had some serious points. It also had some shit that completely was unexplained. Then someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Game Biter, Was it Game Biter? Was it somebody else? I don't know. Someone mentioned that they feel like there's an episode missing before this episode. Like there's a cut episode. That's what I believe. I think we've missed something. I think there was something that was cut out that we didn't get. And it's just missing that. Maybe it's missing that explanation. The fact that they just have this device and they've never talked about this device up until now. They've never mentioned working on a project together like this. This just came out of nowhere. I don't like that. I don't like that. You've got a MacGuffin weapon that came out of nowhere. You haven't talked about it. You could have talked about it before now. Even if you mentioned something subtly without saying there's a magic weapon we're making. You don't have to say that. Just give us something subtle. It seems like this was written to get themselves out of the corner that they were in. And I said that earlier. So it's going to get a low 8 for me. I enjoyed it. I had fun. Charlie's sacrifice, I think, rounded out her character really well. If they borrowed that from somewhere, Psychodorf Mime mentioned they borrowed that from the book. I think it's okay at this point. Because I liked how they came full circle with their character. Now she's gone. No one hates Isaac anymore. They've worked out an agreement with the Kalon, and we're just going to see what happens next episode. Could it be a time episode that screws everything up? Could it be a boring courtroom trial for crimes against whatever? I pray that's not it, dude.
Yes.
I have a bad feeling it is now that you've said it.
Yeah.
It's
going to have to be something with his daughter in there. It's got to have his daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
I'm hoping that's not it. I mean, I would love to see Ed get his kid. I would absolutely love to see that. But I hope it's not this drawn out, dramatic courtroom drama bullshit. Not after an episode like that. Not after an episode like 9, like Domino. I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't end that way. I really don't. Because this is going to be the end of the Orville. This is going to be the end. Yeah, there's people who want it renewed, but there's also people who do not want it renewed. This is possibly the final episode. Don't send us off with a shit courtroom trial crap. Send us off with something fun and exciting, something we all love, something we all can care about. Don't send us out on some boring ass long blah trying the leader of the crew. God help us. A fun-filled episode. Let that be possibly the last episode. Joke-filled fun episode.
That's what we hope for, but we know we're probably not going to get.
Did Disney buy the Orville? Hulu is owned by Disney, and Hulu does what Disney tells them to do.
That's right.
So, yes, essentially the Orville was owned by Disney now.
It's still Seth's creation, but I'm sure they have some kind of control over it.
And he could be absolutely be getting bored with it, just like he got bored with Family Guy. Family Guy's been running for like 6 years after McFarlane was like, I don't even want to do it anymore. So Family Guy's been under other people's control for the past 6 years. Seth hasn't barely had anything to do with it. So
yeah.
Who knows? We'll see. Guys, I know I don't want to go out on a low mark. I don't want to go out on a low point. I want to go out on a high point with this show. I love the first 2 seasons. I want more. And I want them to do better.
That's the reason that we're so disappointed is because of what came before. And I mean, I know me and Clobby were just really just on the edge of our seats waiting for this season. And it just turned out it took a bad turn somewhere.
Yep.
And some people don't agree with that. I think they've stumbled. I think that they have had some crap episodes. Looking back on what they've done, rewatching things, which I have. I've gone back through and rewatched this season so far. There are points that Clobberin has made that I absolutely agree with. There are points Dave Bob's made that I absolutely agree with. And there's some stuff I don't agree with. But I'm not shouting this show out after this season saying it's the greatest thing on television up my own ass because I can't see what the hell they're doing. I see what they've done. I see what they're doing. And I think they need to do better. They really do. They need to do better. Hopefully they have a chance to do that. And this isn't it. But this is the end for our Friday morning show. Thank you so very much, Dave Bob. Thank you, Clobby, for being here, for joining us. Thank you, chat, for going through all of this with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us, man.
We will be back later tonight for the late show, minus Mexican Iron Man. He will not be here tonight, but we're gonna go roll with it anyway. And hopefully have a great time tonight. Until then, be great, be excellent to each other. Always speak for an enter. Guys, do you guys have anything you want to hit on before we get out of here? Anything you want to throw out, promote, anything?
No, not really. I mean, just hey,
buy
Dega's book. Everybody's channels. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Buy a Dega's book. There you go.
Buy a Dega's book. Buy a Dega's book. Hold on one second. Here, buy The Blood Witch, a dark high fantasy novel by renowned author Dr. Adega Outlaw. Get your copy of The Blood Witch, which is on sale now on Kindle and Amazon.com, or just click the link in the description of this video. We're out of here, guys. See y'all later tonight.
Bye.
Bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.